Say that the president believes there's not going to be a recession or might not happen, but a growing number of business folks who are outside this building, Jeff Bezos yesterday joining Jamie Dimon, Goldman Sachs CEO, why are they wrong then?
So, look, the president has said this, and I'm going to say this here as well. What he wants the American people to know is because of the resilience of the economy and because of our economic plan, we are in a better place to deal with these global challenges, to deal with global inflation than any other global major company, major country in the world. And we are in a stronger position to navigate through these global challenges. We see jobs are up. We created 10 million jobs. Again, the president was very clear. He doesn't anticipate there being a recession.
So the FTC has found no signs of wrongdoing or price gouging within oil companies. So I'm wondering why the president still continues that narrative.
Because we're seeing it from the chart. And oil companies were able to do it before, as I just stated to Peter. We're seeing a 60-cent gap between where their profit are and what people are paying at the pump. And so they can bring it down. They've done it before. And so the president wants to make sure that the profits that oil companies are making is also being, their profits is being afforded and given to.
Yeah, earlier you pointed out that this isn't the first time that President Biden has called out the profits of oil companies. A couple months ago it was talking about first quarter profits. Now it's second quarter. And so at this point, does the president feel like oil companies are ignoring his calls on this issue, the fact that they've continued to keep these profits?
No, he doesn't think so. They actually brought down the prices. We have seen that in the past several months, but they need to come down more.
Secondly, earnings season's coming up. You're going to have a lot of these companies, oil companies, reporting their earnings. Most likely, potentially announcing more buybacks. If that happens, again, another quarter, what's the consequence here? I mean, what more can the White House do here to prevent oil companies from just continuing to, funnel profits to that?
So, look, we're going to continue to have those conversations. As I mentioned, Department of Energy has been in touch with oil companies on a pretty regular basis, that they've had that open door of communication. So that will continue. And you're going to continue to hear from the president. I don't want to get ahead of what might or might not happen.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, in an interview posted today by Punchbowl News, said that Democrats need to improve their messaging when it comes to inflation over the next 3 weeks before the midterms. She calls inflation a global issue and points out or argues that because unemployment has decreased under Democrats and Biden, that inflation has gone up. And what's your response to the Speaker of the House saying that there is a messaging issue, that message is not getting out to voters right now, as indicated by polling that shows that those who have voters that are concerned about the economy, inflation, are favoring Republicans over Democrats?
As it relates to messaging, look, we have always been very clear. The president has always been very clear. We understand. I know you were talking about polls and what the American people are feeling. We understand what they're feeling. We understand that they are feeling a bit of a crunch because of cost, because of inflation.
A couple questions on gas prices. The first is, when the president announced his initial round of actions back in March, he said that directly would contribute to a 10 to 35 cent per gallon decrease in gas prices. Can you give the same or similar quantification here? And if not, what's the difference?
Look, I'm not going to give a quantification here at this time. We've talked about the Inflation Reduction Act and what it's going to deliver and do for the American people. And so, look, this is something that the president takes very seriously. We talk about inflation. We talk about cost. He has made this a priority when we talk about his economic policy. And so that's what you heard from the president today.
Follow up on the reserve refill that the president spoke about at $70. How long does the administration expect that to take? I mean, any internal estimates, especially because there is a price gap of $70 now set. Are there any internal estimates on the timing that you expect this to take?
I don't have a timeline for you at this time. Look, the president, as he said in his remarks, that he sees this as an incentive for oil companies.
In a different direction. When you say now that the petroleum reserve is here for this reason, how long is this going to go on? Should the oil industry, should Americans presume that the reserve will be tapped for the...
And if we have, we're going to continue to monitor and take a very close look of what's happening in the next several days and the next several months. And when we have more to announce, certainly the president will do that.